Yep.
Well, once again, good evening and welcome to Anaconda, Montana, the 2023 Western Beat of Basketball Championship. It is Championship Saturday, and the second game of championship action between the same two teams, Loyola and Bigfork. This time, it is the Rams taking on the Bigfork Vikings.
Correct.
For the championship tonight. And we're about ready, about 9 minutes to tip out the Bigfork High School band playing over there. They sound great. A lot of fans
excellent
here. Great ball game earlier.
Oh.
And we'll talk about that
Yep.
in a minute, but I want to get to tonight's ball game. And, well, pregame is going to be brought to you by Gilliard Painting, right?
Top notch.
Winner 2020 Best of Flathead is the #1 best painting contractor. Interior, exterior painting and staging, pressure washing, parking lot striping, property caretaking. Chip Gilliard, 1080s, Swan Horseshoe Drive in Bigfork, 210-7794, or Chip Gilliard at yahoo.com for your painting needs. Hey, it's another battle. We played Loyola before at home, didn't play very well, but both teams
battled.
Getting here. Let's take a look at the Rams first of all. On their side, I got it right here, this bracket here, somewhere in all my mess of stuff going through these last 3 days. So the Rams took care of Thompson Falls 78-27, and then a low-scoring game, a battle when they played Florence. You know, they really know each other. It was 46-33. So
correct. Hard fought game.
Well, Vikings really played well. Bigfork, they beat Arley 71-58, but it wasn't that close. I think they were a little upset, and Coach Harlow was upset at that game.
A little flat.
For letting them come back.
Yeah.
And Harlow, for our lead, drained a lot of threes to be that close. Because actually they were up by 20 or more in that ball game. So lit a fire on them. They took care of Anaconda easily, 64-37 in the semifinal. That moves them into today's ball game, taking on the Loyola Rams for the championship and a chance to punch their ticket to state. I'll talk about the Valkyries later on, but they took care of things earlier. And if you didn't hear, I'll take care of that right now. Valkyries win the championship 63-30. And they'll play at State in Great Falls, and I believe that's an 8 a.m.
Early game.
On that Thursday.
Yep.
So we'll head down Wednesday. We'll have that broadcast as well. But there's a challenge game because Anaconda won the consolation, so they're going to challenge
both sides. Yeah, that's right.
Loyola,
boys and girls,
and then Mission will get a challenge the loser of this ball game as well. So talk about the Vikings. They've been playing really well. Last ball game, Gilliard. Everybody said let Gilliard shoot from the outside. Well, he was draining threes.
Oh yeah.
Wyatt Johnson played well. Isaac Epperly. I mean, the whole team.
The collective unit.
Nick
played
Walker just had a really good ball game in the semifinals against an Anaconda team we didn't know much about, but. Their one player, Hurley. Yeah,
Hurley.
Number 5. They shut him down. I think he had 2 points in that ball game. And you know who that was? Eli Thornus did a job on him.
His nose was in his chest the entire game. They did a box and one and just kept him out of it.
Well, you know what I talk about, and Courtney talks about, the key to Bigfork is defense. And I think it's the same thing for the Vikes. When you can't score, you can always play defense and always give effort. So I think that's what we're going to do. Well, tonight, just like the Valkyries, the Vikes will be in the visitor uniforms for tonight's ball game. Powder blues, gray numbers, little gray-red striping. And then for Loyola, they'll be in their white uniforms, blue striping. On the side here from Anaconda, Montana. So, you know, like I talk about, I just got done talking to the former head coach of the Rams, Eddie Stack.
Yep.
Down there. I hadn't seen him in a while.
Oh, he's here, huh?
Yes.
Cheering on the boys. Good for him.
Yeah, and we were talking about, this goes back. He says it's only appropriate in divisionals that Bigfork plays Loyola in Bigfork's last Class B divisional.
Boy, it's been a dogfight year in and year out. They've always been there. We've been there.
There've been great battles when we won both the championships in 2018-19. And I think we even battled them. We beat them in the championship in 14.
Is that right? 14?
Yeah.
That's right.
Jack, in the semifinals.
Jack Lincoln. Remember Jack?
Yes. But the semifinal game, best game I've called on radio against Anaconda, double overtime. We win by 1 to play Loyola in that championship. That's when Braxton Hill, I was talking to Braxton's mom earlier down there. She's an official. She worked the bench with me. And she was talking about that. That was a great ball game where Bose Ennis even blocked the attempt by Michelatis.
That's a great team. Great team.
Well, that was the first of back-to-back championships. We won that one in Missoula, and then the next one, I believe we won in the next year in 19. We won that one in Butte. So just some great teams, and these teams is trying to live up to that as well. 22 games on the season. This is game number 23. They're 19-3. But the number one thing I'll say about their great team.
Yep. Solid team, right? I mean, just, you better stand. I got to stand up. The school song's playing, James.
Well, you know what?
I know they can't see me in radio land. I'm breaking some rules here, James.
Well, I'm sitting down because I'm going to tell you, folks, after 3 days.
Exhausted.
This is actually my 12th game. 6 on the PA, 6 on the radio. And I'm just happy to do it, but I get to be here. Just a little tired and a little under the weather, so I apologize to the folks out there about my voice. Maybe a little bit scratchy.
Oh, James, they love you.
Trying to get with this. I'll have 2 weeks off before the state tournament to get healthy for that.
James, if you were to survey the crowd, I think we've got double crowd at least.
Oh, yeah.
You look at all those white fan shirts.
Look over on here. It's wide outside. We're next to Loyola here.
There's a blizzard
Bigfork on the far end, and then over on the other side.
You've got 2 sides covered.
Those white T-shirts or sweatshirts, Victory or Valhalla, produced by Isaac Epperly.
Isaac Epperly for the Nate Shute Foundation, suicide prevention and awareness.
So a nice job there by Isaac, and everybody bought on board, got shirts. I know Thornus has bought extras.
200.
Brought extras and brought them so everybody could have one for white out here at the Divisional Championship. Well, I'm going to take a short break because they're going to do a long introduction like we did in the girls' game. Shut the lights off, spotlight.
Yeah, it's great setup.
I'll come back with the starting lineups here from Anaconda, Montana, as the Vikings get ready to take on the Loyola Rams for the boys' championship, the 2023 Western B Divisional Championship. Once again, Matt Provecchio, the AD for Bigfork. Thank you.
Always a pleasure, James, being here with you.
The pregame as well. Nice talking to you. But hopefully, I'm going to talk to you afterwards.
Celebration. Let's go Vikings.
I didn't get to go celebrate with the girls because I got to get ready for this one. So we'll talk to you later. Thanks.
That's
Matt.
right.
Appreciate it.
Let's go Vikes.
And go Vikes. I'll be back after this timeout with the starting lineups here from Anaconda, Montana, as the Vikings take on the Rams in the championship ball game for 2023 Western B Divisional Championship game at the Snake Pit Memorial Gym here in Anaconda, Montana. All right, I'll be back. I'm back here at Anaconda, Montana. Starting lineups brought to you by Bigfork Harvest Food. Marcus Balgos and the gang at Bigfork Harvest Food for all your grocery needs, includes the amazing bakery, deli, all kinds of stuff. Ask him if it's not there and you want it, he'll get it for you. 8111 Highway 35, Bigfork, Montana, 837-5010. For Loyola, the Rams, number 2, a 6'1" senior captain, Rafe Conzen. 6'2" sophomore, number 13, Jack Clevenger. At 6'5", the long man, sophomore, 21, Ethan Stack. 6'3", junior, three-point shooter, Noah Haffey. And the big guy in the middle, sophomore, 6'5", captain, 44, Reynolds Johnson. For head coach Scott Anderson, this is by Chris Clevenger, Tobias Stack, and Aaron Ward. For the Vikings, they'll go with 5'11", junior guard, 0, Wyatt Johnson. At 6'3", senior guard, captain, number 3, Isaac Epperly. Eli Thornus, he did a great job last night playing defense against Anaconda. 6'3", junior forward, number 5, that's Eli Thornus. At 6'4", senior forward, captain number 15, Bryce Gilliard. And in the middle, 6'5", senior forward, Captain number 33, Nick Walker. Head coach John Hollow. He's assisted by Tristan Clark, Jim Epperly, and Adam Short. Well, that's your starting lineups brought to you by Bigfork Harvest Foods. And they'll introduce everybody. So I'm going to take a timeout here. They're going to ready to shut out the lights, and I can't see anything. So give me a text, 406-270-7384. It's the Vikings getting ready to take on the Loyola Rams here from Anaconda, Montana, the 2023 Western B Divisional Basketball Championship game. I'll be back here momentarily. All right, we're back here at Anaconda, Montana, wrapping up. They turned all the lights out. I know you can't see, and I can't see then. Then they have a spotlight as they introduce the coaches, the managers, even Colin Wade, an honorary starter for Bigfork. And then the starters, it'll be Nick Walker jumping it up against Ethan Stack. Tip-off brought to you by Averill's Flathead Lake Lodge, where they proudly supported Bigfork athletics since 1945. Tipped out of bounds. Out of bounds off the Rams. It'll be Vikings basketball. And Thornus will inbound. He'll give it up back from Johnson underneath Epperly. Epperly on the ground, loses it. Rafe Conson quickly going up, gets Ethan Stack. Stack will lose it out of bounds. And a turnover both ways, one each. Bigfork into Johnson. Pressure defense put on by Loyola, backcourt. Thornus quickly up, Epperly. Epperly underneath finds Nick Walker. Nick Walker can't handle the pass. Bounces out of bounds, and another turnover by Bigfork. No score, 7:40 to go, 20 seconds in. And Johnson will get it into Rafe Conson for the Rams. Brings it up the right side. Man-to-man defense underneath corner. Johnston guarded by Thornus. Johnson with a little baby hook. He's really good underneath. Thornus will give it up to Johnson quickly. Epperly. Epperly looking underneath. Keys it up. Had Nick Walker stolen by Noah Haffey. Haffey up to Johnston. Johnson across the timeline for Bigfork. Johnson, Haffey, three-point shot, top of the key. In and out, no good. Thornus with a rebound for Bigfork. Gives it over to Johnson. Johnson left side. Finds Nick Walker in the left corner. Back to Epperly. Epperly looking to drive up, under. They're going to call traveling. Scott Welch, Brad Weston, and I believe Jorgensen is the other official for this championship ball game. Conson across the timeline. It's 2-0. Loyola leads on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Pressure defense, man-to-man defense by Bigfork. Right side, out near half court. Rafe Conson with the basketball. 18 seconds on the shot clock. We'll give it over to Haffey. Haffey guarded by Nick Walker. Looking back toward the stack, guarded. Thornus gambles. Johnson whips it around his back. Goes in the corner, gets the basketball. Driving against Eli Thornus. Stack three out the right side. Gets it up off the glass. Clevenger with a rebound for Loyola. Backdoor Ethan Stack. Left hand off the glass for two. 4-0 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Johnson tried to get it. Epperly knocked away. Ethan Stack with the basketball. Rafe Conson blocks. And a foul is going to be called on Bigfork. Foul's on number 5. Eli Thornus. That's his first team foul on Bigfork. 6:07 to go, and the Rams up 4-0 early on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Rafe Conson will go to the line to shoot two. From New Mexico, Levi Peterson's grandma listening out there. You're welcome for being able to bring this game to you. I'm glad, though, that's what we're doing it. So people out there can listen to the ball game. First one is good by Conson. He'll get one more. Second one is good. 6-0. 6:07 to go. And to Johnson. Over to Thornus. Johnson quickly up. Gives it up to Nick Walker. Pressure defense as Loyola traps and gets back. Feeds it out Thornus. Johnson. Nick Walker left side. Skip pass. Gilliard. Gilliard looking. Gives it up. Epperly free throw line. Rolls around and drops for two. So, the Vikings on the scoreboard. 6-2 now on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. Conson, right side. Gives it over to pass. Or Ethan Stack on the bounce pass. Underneath. Reynolds Johnson scores off the glass for two. Clevenger steals it. Gives it to Ethan Stack. Taken away by Johnson. Rafe Conson underneath Ethan Stack. Off the glass for two. Johnson into Thornus. Back to Johnson. Skip pass. Nick Walker underneath. Finds Gilliard. Gilliard gives it to Epperly. Epperly up, under, off the glass. No whistle. Nick Walker comes up with a loose ball. Over to Johnson. Gilliard underneath. Epperly up, under, off the glass. Will score two for the Vikes. Your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. Rams 10, Vikings 4. 4:48 to go here from Anaconda. Ethan Stack thought about the three, going to drive. Puts it underneath, driving and traveling. Called on Loyola. As Conson and Johnston right there. So a turnover by the Rams, Bigfork basketball. Into Johnston. A 1-2-2 press. Epperly. Gilliard. Bounce pass off the glass. On the feed from Epperly to Gilliard for two. Vikings within 4 at 10-6. 4:28 to go here in the first quarter. In the corner, Haffey. Out to Conson. Conson underneath. Reynolds Johnson off the glass for two. No answer for Johnston yet by the Vikings. Epperly with the basketball. Pull up inside the free throw line. Rolls around, gets the shooter's touch and drops it. 12-6, Rams lead. On your flathead leg line scoreboard. No Haffey on the left side. Ethan underneath. Reynolds Johnson throws it up, misses it this time as he doesn't use a backboard. Quickly up, Epperly, right side. Epperly looking up, under. Floats it around and drops it for two. Isaac Epperly. The Vikings in within two at 12-10 with 3:40 to go here in the first quarter. Conson out near half court. Ethan Stack looking to go back door. Reynolds Johnson misses it. Nick Walker grabs it, and Johnson going to get called for the personal. That'll be his first team foul on the Rams. Number 11. That's Talon Reynolds. 25, Declan Harrington in for the Rams. In for the Vikes, number 14, Landon Byerman. Also number 10, Jack Jensen. Gilliard will come out. And Wyatt Johnson as well. Jensen, backcourt, looking, going to drive, kicks it over, finds Byerman. Byerman to Epperly. Epperly looking, pulls up. Eli Thordas, Byerman in the right corner. Epperly up under, finds Nick Walker. Jensen, three on the way, will go out of bounds. The missed shot by Jensen, and it will be Loyola basketball. Number 13, Clevenger, will come in for Reynolds Johnston. And Rafe Conson across the timeline. Clevenger, basketball, gets it over to Harrington. Reynolds, and from behind, pass into Conson, and Landon Byerman will pick up the personal. That's his second team foul on the Vikes. Stack to inbound, gets it out. Clevenger, top of the key, picked up by Landon Byerman. Conson gets the pass from Clevenger, back to Clevenger. Clevenger looking for Harrington over the right side. In the right corner, Ethan Stack, Conson. He'll try to take it up. Thorness goes to the pump fake. Conson misses the shot. And Thorness will pick up the personal. That is his second and the third team foul on the Vikings. Johnson getting ready to come back in. So Gilliard and Logan Gilliard comes in for Thorness. Johnson does not come in. Noah Haffey back in for Loyola, and Johnston at the scorer's table will come in for Conson at the free throw line. Second shot is good. Conson will come out. Reynolds Johnson will come in for the Rams. 2:41 to go here in the first quarter. The Rams lead 14-10 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard here from Anaconda. Jensen across the timeline will give it over to Gilliard. In the corner, Nick Walker. He was tipped away by Loyola. It'll remain Bigfork basketball. 24 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it into Jensen. Jensen looking. Top of the key. As Bigfork gets spread out. Gives it over to Byerman. Byerman looking for Gilliard. In the corner, Nick Walker. Thought about the three. Skip pass to Byerman. Nearly fouled Gilliard. And they're going to call Byerman with the player control fouls. He tries to get open. So the bucket won't count. Wyatt Johnson back in the lineup for Bigfork. So Johnson, Epperly, Jensen, Gilliard, and Walker in for the Vikes. Clevenger, Harrington, Haffey, Reynolds, and Johnston in for the Rams. Johnson right side, pulls up for a three. In and out, no good. Tipped out of bounds by Bryce Gilliard. It'll be Ram basketball, 2:04 to go here in the opening quarter. And the Rams up under Hanson expanding scoreboard by 4, 14-10. Out to Clevenger. Clevenger looking. Johnston, Noah Haffey, three-point shot from the left side is good. Gilliard into Jensen. 1:54 to go here in the first quarter. Jensen pulls up, gets it over to Wyatt Johnson. Johnson looking to drive. Jensen, top of the key, looking to drive in. Kicks it out. Johnson, Gilliard, three-point shot for the right side. Off the rim, no good. Epperly comes down the rebound, puts it up off the glass, up and under, and Epperly scores for the Vikings. Haffey with the basketball, 1:29 to go. Haffey, top of the key, 17-12. The Rams lead. Harrington, left side, looking underneath for Johnston. Gives it to Talon Reynolds. Reynolds to Johnson. Johnson underneath. A block from behind as Clevenger goes up, and Isaac Epperly with a rejection. Number 2, Conzen. 21, Ethan Stack back in for Loyola. Number 5, Eli Thornus with the 2 fouls comes back in for the Vikings with 1:16 to go here in the opening quarter. Conzen feeds it over to Stack. Clevenger. Conzen, left side, three-point shot on the way is good for the Rams, 20-12. 1:05 to go here in the opening quarter. Over to Thornus. Thornus looking in the corner. Gives it up to Nick Walker. Walker. Jensen, skip pass. Out to Thornus. Nick Walker, three-point shot left side. Nick Walker for 3 for the Vikings. 20-15, 45 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Haffey will get it out to Stack. Stack over to Clevenger. Clevenger over to Stack. Three-point shot for the right side by Stack is good. And a three-point clinic going on here. Under 30 seconds to go, 23-15, the Rams lead. Jensen gets it back from Thornus, over to Thornus. In the corner, Nick Walker, left side. Back to Jensen. Jensen grabs it. Finds it, Epperly. Epperly, top of the key, pump fake. Looking to drive, Epperly. Wyatt Johnson, left side, at the rim, no good. Bounced around. Johnston comes up with it. He'll give it up. Rafe Conson, 4 seconds to go. Noah Haffey, three-point shot. No, that one's off target for the Rams. So 1 quarter complete, up and down action here as the Loyola Rams lead 23-15 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. I'll be back after this timeout for quarter number 2 of the first half of this championship ball game. All right, back in Anaconda, a ruckus atmosphere here, and it should be on a Saturday night championship Saturday. As the Rams lead after 23-15 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. It'll be Loyola basketball to start the second quarter here in Anaconda. Stack will get it into Conzen. Stack, Johnston, Haffey, and Clevenger in for Loyola. Haffey, left side, too strong. Johnston comes up with it. Walker, Epperly, Jensen, and Thornus in the ballgame for the Vikings here in the second quarter. Over to Thornus, gives it to Jensen. Jensen looking, gets it back to Thornus. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Thornus, thought about the three. Jensen looking. Over, Johnson driving in, up, under. Johnson with the up and under scores for the Vikings. Rafe Johnson Wyatt's been having a great tournament so far. Johnson will give it over to Clevenger. Clevenger right side, guarded by Jensen. Man-to-man defense by the Vikes. Ethan Stack left side, guarded by Epperly. Rafe Conson. And Johnson does it again. He picks up the charging call on Rafe Conson. That'll be the second team foul. And first personal on Rafe Conson. In the first quarter, Loyola was 8 of 15, 53%. Johnson 3 of 6, 4 for 4 free throws. For Bigfork, 7-11, 66%. And Epperly 5 for 6 in the first quarter. All right, Thornus gives it up. Gilliard back in the ball game. Thornus, as the alley-oop goes up out the backboard, and Stack will come up with it for Loyola. 6-point lead. It's 6:40 to go here. At 23-17, Johnson right side, guarded by Thornus. Back to Conson. Conson looking to drive. Throws it up left hand as it gets by Johnson. Johnson with the basketball across the timeline for Bigfork. Cross court, Gilliard back out. Thornus, Johnson thought about the three. Nick Walker, right corner. Epperly. He's going to get fouled by Stack. Then Stack comes over the back. That's the first on Stack, third team foul. 25-17, 6:15 to go on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. The Rams lead. Johnson will get it into Epperly. Epperly thought about, pulls up, got knocked over, no call. Eli Thornus throws up the three. Johnson quickly up. Conson looking to drive in. Cut off by Thornus. Stack, Conson, right side. Conson with the three for Loyola. Under 6 minutes to go. 28-17, the Vikings trail. Over to Gilliard. Back to Johnson. Johnson top of the key for Bigfork. Going to give it to Epperly. Epperly looking up under. Skip pass. Gilliard. Or check that Nick Walker off the iron from the left side. No good. Stack with a rebound. Stack with the basketball. Guarded by Epperly. Johnson guarded by Thornus. And Thornus did a nice job on Hurley for Anaconda. Clevenger looking underneath. Conson, right side, guarded by Johnson. Ethan Stack looking to drive in. Stack drives in with a floater. Scores it for two. And timeout will be taken by the Vikings. A full timeout taken by Bigfork. 5:15 to go here in the first half. The Vikings trail 30-17 on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. Here from Anaconda, I'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Anaconda, Montana. The Vikings trail 30-17 on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. And Thornus, Johnson, Gilliard, Epperly, and Walker in the ballgame. Harrington comes in for Loyola, as well as Reynolds. Oh, skip past. Johnson, top of the key, looking. Gets it out. Epperly going to pull, throw up three-point line. Shoots it. Misses it. Stack with a rebound for Loyola. 4:50 to go here. Rafe Conson, right corner. Harrington for three, misses it. And saved by Reynolds to Johnson. Johnson coming up, feeds it. And Walker gets blocked by Stack as he goes to the bucket for two. Number 14, Landon Byerman back in for the Vikes with 4:39 to go here in the first half. 30-17 on your Flathead Lake Line scoreboard. Thornus, Gilliard. And this time Loyola is going to get called for the personal. Fouls on number 25, Declan Harrington. That's his first, 14th foul. It'll be Bigfork basketball underneath Isaac Epperle to trigger it. Tries to hit Thornus. Declan Harrigan with the ball. Come up. Knocked away by Byerman. Right to Johnson. Johnson across the timeline for Bigfork. 4:20 to go here in the first half. 30-17 on your Flathead Lake Line scoreboard. The Vikings trail underneath. Finds Gilliard. Gilliard up off the glass. Misses the shot, but it goes to the free throw line to shoot two. Fouls on 21. That's Ethan Stack. That's his second, 15th foul. At the line for the Vikes, number 15, Bryce Gilliard. And he'll get 2 shots for Bigfork. Gilliard rolls it in and out. Haffey and Clevenger come in for Stack and Harrington. Epperle will get a break as Jack Jensen comes in for the Vikes. 4:16 to go here in the first half. And Gilliard will get one more for Bigfork. Gilliard, the lefty, shot up, in and out, misses it. Conzen with a rebound for Bigfork. Over to Clevenger. Clevenger in the corner. Check it. Reynolds Johnson, 3-point shot, misses it. Gilliard with the rebound, gives it up to Johnson. Johnson across the timeline for Bigfork. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Jensen out near half court. 2-3 zone by Loyola. Johnson, Thornus, Jack Jensen underneath. Gilliard. Gilliard can look. Drive on Johnston. And Johnston blocks it. Gives it up. And number 11, that's Talon Reynolds with the bucket as Johnson gets the outlet pass all the way out to him. Thornus, right side skip pass. Jack Jensen. Wyatt Johnson gives it up to Gilliard. Thornus. Johnson up under. Throws it in the corner. Gives it up. Byerman off the glass for 2. Up and under past Johnston. 32-19, 3:12 to go on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. Conzen with the basketball for Loyola. So a 13-point lead for Loyola. Reynolds Johnson throws it up, misses it. Goes over the back of Gilliard, and Johnson is going to get called for the personal. That's the 16th foul. Epperle back in for Gilliard. Second on Reynolds Johnson. He'll come out of the ball game, and Harrington will come back in for Loyola. 2:57 to go here in the first half. The Vikings trail 32-19 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. Into Jensen. Pressure put off by Loyola as they back up. Jensen across the timeline. Looking. Gets it over to Thornus. Epperle. Epperle going to the top of the key. Jensen thought about the 3. Looking to drive. Jensen up. Off the glass. Misses it. Thornus with the rebound. Scores the bucket. And he'll go to the free throw line with 2:34 to go here in the first half. Fouls on Clevenger, his first 17th foul. Noah Haffey back in the lineup for Loyola. And at the line, Thornus, he'll get 1. So 32-21 on their Gilliard Painting scoreboard. And Eli Thornus trying to draw it down to 10. Rolls around, back to back iron, and drops it. Nick Walker comes in the ball game with Eli Thornus. Eli Thornus for those 2 personals. And I think coach wants to take him out so he doesn't pick up that 3rd, especially with Reynolds Johnson on the bench with 2. 10-point lead, 2:30 to go here. Harrington across the timeline for the Rams. Looking. Harrington almost loses it. Rafe Conzen in the right side looking to drive. Throws it up. Epperle comes up with a loose ball. Finds it up. Lander Byerman. Johnson off the glass for 2. Quickly in. Clevenger. And an 8-point lead now. Clevenger looking. Pressure defense put on by Bigfork. Harrington. Clevenger. Rafe Conzen. Thought about the 3. Pulls up. Nearly traveled. Jack Jensen with a rebound for Bigfork. Under 2 minutes to go. Jensen will give it up. Byerman. Underneath Epperle. Up. Under Epperle. Beats Nick Walker off the glass for 2. And the Rams will take a timeout. So the Vikings pull within 6 at 32-26 with 1:45 to go here in the first half. And I'll be back here from Anaconda, Montana, as the Vikings trail only by 6 now, 32-26 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. All right, we're back here in Anaconda, Montana. Boys championship ball game. And hopefully my voice holds up for the rest of the ball game. The Vikings down by 12 or more here. Yeah, they pull within 6 at 32-26. So their pressure defense causing turnovers, missed shots. They get the basketball and some good passes, feeding guys in. Harrington, Rafe Conson, Clevenger over the left side, out to Harrington. Underneath, gives it. Harrington on the drive, throws it up, misses it. Clevenger comes up with the rebound. Nick Walker right there off the glass, misses it, and he'll get fouled. He is Jack Clevenger. That's the 5th team foul on Bigfork. And first personal on Nick Walker. 15 foul. Jack Clevenger at the line for 2. So Bigfork causing tough shots by the Loyola. Gilliard comes in from Landon Byerman for the Vikings. And Clevenger will get one more. Second shot is up. And good by Jack Clevenger. 8-point lead, 34-26. 1:20 to go here on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Jensen, right side, gives it up to Epperly. Epperly, spin move. Fadeaway jumper by Epperly. Misses it. Harrington grabs the rebound. And he'll get fouled by number 15, Bryce Gilliard. For Gilliard, that's his first 16 foul on the Vikes with 1:12 to go here in the first half. Harrington, top of the key. He'll give it over to Rick Conson with 1:05 to go here in the first half. Out to Reynolds, over to Harrington. Harrington fakes. Conson from the right side, 3-point shot on the way. Clevenger gets the rebound, throws it up off the glass. Harrington with the rebound for Loyola. Conson gets it from Reynolds, back to Harrington. Clevenger, 3-point shot off the glass, no good. This time, Epperly comes up with the rebound, 40 seconds to go. Clevenger looking, kicks it over to Jack Jensen. Wyatt Johnson on the right side for Bigfork. Skip pass, Gilliard. Underneath Epperly, right side. He'll bring it out. Over to Jensen. 20 seconds. It's 15 on the shot clock. Jensen. Back to Johnson. 3-point shot by Johnson. Misses everything. Conson with the basketball. Quickly up. Talon Reynolds looking to drive. Throws in the corner. 3-point shot by Clevenger. In and out. Gilliard with a rebound. Jensen, 4 seconds to go. Gilliard in the corner. Nick Walker's shot is late. No good. It wouldn't have counted anyway, and he misses it. So up and down action at halftime. It is the Bigfork Vikings 26, the Loyola Rams 34 on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Halftime. I'll be back with your halftime stats here from Anaconda, Montana, as the Vikings pull within 8 before the half in this championship ball game. All right, welcome back. Halftime here in Anaconda, Montana. Vikings trail by 8 at halftime, 34-26. Halftime brought to you by Averill's Flathead Lake Lodge, where they proudly supported Bigfork Athletics since 1945. For Loyola, 11-28, 39% shooting. Three-pointers, 4 of 13. That's a big part of the difference right there. 31%. Rebounds, 12, 4 offensive. Clevenger with 3. Johnson with 3. Turnovers, 5. 9 assists. Konza with 3 assists. 6 steals, 6 of 6 on free throws, 100%. For the Vikings, 12 of 24, 50%. Epperly is 5 for 7, but has 7 turnovers in the first half. 1 of 7 on three-pointers, so 4 to 1. That's the big difference right there. Three-pointers, 14% for Bigfork. 12 rebounds, 3 offensive. Gilliard leading the way with 3. Turnovers, 9. Assists, 5. Epperly with 2. 2 steals, and 1 of 3 from the free throw line, or 33%. That's your first half totals for Bigfork. And I'll be back here momentarily from Anaconda, Montana. The Vikings trail at half, 34-26 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. All right. About 1 minute to go till the second half. Between the Vikings and the Rams, Vikings trail at halftime 34-26 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. And they'll get ready to have a change ends and head right to left entered out. The Rams will head left to right. Yeah, it looks like they'll have the same starters: Conzen, Ethan Stack, Johnston, Haffey, and Clevenger for the Rams. For Bigfork, it's going to be Gilliard, Epperly, Thornus, Walker, and Johnson. It'll be Bigfork basketball to start the second half. Here from Anaconda, Montana. Able to come within 6 were the Vikings. Against the Rams, they were down by double digits. So we're underway. Gilliard gets it into Epperly here in the second half. Epperly back to Johnson, back to Gilliard. Gilliard on the right side. Epperly, right corner looking. Epperly, Gilliard. Going to pull it top of the key. Johnson on the left side. Epperly, baseline. Underneath Nick Walker. Nick Walker, little hook, misses it. Ethan Stack, and Thornus comes up with a board. He gets fouled by Johnson. That's going to be Reynolds Johnson's third as Eli Thornus goes in strong. Or check that, Nick Walker goes in strong. My bad. Eli Thornus grabs a loose ball, goes in against Johnson. Gets the third one on Johnson, first team foul. Here in the second half, Eli Thornus at the line for 2 shots. First one up and good. And within 7 now, 7:30 to go here in the third. Eli Thornus, second shot up, this time off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Conzen for Loyola. So 34-27 under Montana Athletic Club scoreboard, 7:25 to go here in the third quarter. Conzen for the Rams across the timeline. In the corner, Ethan Stack out to Conzen. Clevenger, top of the key. Conzen, right wing. Ethan Stack trying to get under Johnson. Clevenger, free throw line. Shoots it, wraps around, misses it. Ethan Stack comes up with the rebound, floats it up. This time it falls for the Rams. Into Wyatt Johnson. Johnson across the timeline for Bigfork. In the corner, left corner. Epperly back out to Johnson. Johnson over to Gilliard. Gilliard out near the top of the key. Johnson back to Gilliard. Looking for Epperly. And they're going to call traveling on Gilliard as he went to pass. Must have slid his pivot foot. 6:43 to go here in the third quarter. Clevenger trapped in there. Stack in the left side. Back out to Conzen. Stack. Look underneath. Johnson back out to Conzen. 3-point shot on the way by Conzen. Misses it. Reynolds Johnson grabs it. Back out to Conzen. Vikings need it. Up. Johnson left hand over Walker. Scores 2. 38-27. 6:15 to go. Johnson with the basketball. On your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard, 38-27, the Vikings trail. Gilliard looking. Epperly, right wing. Guarded by Clevenger. Back out to Gilliard. Over to Johnson. Johnson looking underneath. Trying to find. Finds Isaac Epperly. 3-point shot by Epperly. No good off the iron. Ethan's Stack with the basketball. Keeps it underneath to Conzen. Conzen rolls around, misses it. Thornus with a rebound for Bigfork. Up to Johnson. Johnson across the timeline. 5:42 to go. 38-27. The Rams lead on your Flathead Lake Live scoreboard. Johnson up and under. Gets it out to Thornus. Epperly drives in, up, under. Feeds it to Walker. Walker off the glass for 2. And a nice assist by Isaac Epperly. 5:23 to go here in the third. 38-23. Reynolds Johnson top of the key. 3 on the way. Nick Walker. Poked away by Clevenger, but Walker runs it down. He'll give it up to Johnson. Johnson will give it up to Epperly, top of the key with 5:07 to go. 38-29. Epperly with the basketball. He's underneath, stolen away by Ethan Stack. Epperly, 8th turnover. Stack up off the glass for 2. Thornus into Epperly. And Epperly looking. Gives it to Gilliard. Gilliard left, right side. Back to Gilliard from Johnson. Underneath, looking. Reynolds Johnson takes it away. Pass intended for Wyatt Johnson. Feeds it out. Clevenger. Thought about the three. Gives it up. Noah Haffey. Over to Clevenger. Left side. On the left wing. Gives it out to Conzen. Conzen out the top of the key. Man-to-man defense by Bigfork. 40-29. 4:20 to go here in the third quarter. Conzen. Ethan Stack. Right wing for Loyola. Johnson misses the three from the corner, and Gilliard grabs the rebound, gives it up to Johnson. Johnson over to Thornus. Thornus on the left side, back to Johnson. Underneath, Gilliard. Over on the right side for Bigfork, gives it out to Thornus. Epperly. Johnson thought about the three, gets it up to Epperly. Backdoor, Nick Walker. Knocked away by Loyola. It'll remain Bigfork basketball. Landon Byram and Jack Jensen come in for Nick Walker, Isaac Epperly. Talon Reynolds comes in for Loyola along with number 23, Jack Fines. In. Off the shot. Inbound to Gilliard. Gilliard puts it off the glass for two for the Vikes. Talon Reynolds gives it out to Conzen. Talon Reynolds in the right corner. Underneath the Fines. Fines back to Reynolds. Back out to Conzen. Reynolds Johnson on the bench with three. Ethan Stack, left side. Conzen back to Stack. 3-point shot by Stack on the way. No good. Byerman runs it down. He'll give it up to Johnson with 3:18 to go. 40-31. The Vikings trail by 9. Jensen drives in, pull-up jumper. Jack Jensen just inside the free throw line for two. 40-37 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard with 3 minutes to go here in the third. So now the Vikings back within 7. Gives it over to Stack. Stack cross court to Fines. Fines will give it up to Conzen. Conzen top of the key, guarded by Johnson. Gives it over Stack on the left side, left wing, back to Conzen, top of the key, 17 seconds on the shot clock. Ethan Stack, 3-point shot on the way. Fines grabs it, rebound, but stolen away by Wyatt Johnson. Johnson quickly up across the timeline for Bigfork. Gets it out to Byerman. Over to Jensen. Jensen gives it to Byerman. Johnson, left corner, back out to Byerman, top of the key. Thornus, Jensen, right side, back to Thornus. Thornus going to go up, off the glass, misses it, and a foul called on Loyola with 2:20 to go here. And the Vikings trailing 40-33 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. That's the first personal, on Noah Haffey, and second team foul at Thornus at the line for two for the Vikes. Shot up off the front of the rim, no good. Reynolds Johnston, Declan Harrington, and Jack Clevenger will come back in for Loyola. Haffey, Fines, and Conzen sit down. And Eli Thornus back to the line. He'll get one more. Shot up at the front of the rim, misses it. Harrington comes up with a loose ball for Loyola. Running it down, gives it up. Reynolds will get it back out to Ethan Stack out in their half court. Feeds it under. Reynolds trying to get it from Reynolds to Johnston. Gives it out. Stack, 3-point shot on the way. Up, misses everything. It'll be Bigfork basketball. Doesn't even draw iron. 1:56 to go here in the third. 40-33. As Epperly will come back, replacing Byerman for the Vikings. 40-33 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. The Vikings trail by 7. Into Jensen. Jensen over to Thornus. Pressure put on by Loyola. Baseball pass to Gilliard. Gilliard give it up to Jensen. Jensen will pull up. Thornus on the left side. Johnson in the left corner. Skip pass to Jensen. Tapped away by Stack. Stack can look. Throws it up. Misses it. Gilliard comes up with the rebound. Epperly will hold it out. 1:34 to go. Still 40-33 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. The Vikings trail by 7. Gives it up to Johnson. Johnson looking. Thornus nearly stolen away. It is. Loyola loses it out of bounds as Reynolds off a Stack and Noah Haffey and Rafe Conzen replace Ethan Stack and Reynolds Johnston. 1:19 to go. 40-33 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. Thornus looking, gets it in. Stolen away by Harrington. A bad pass, and Harrington will score as it was intended for Johnson. Jensen gets it from Johnson. 1:05 to go here in the third. Jensen over to Gilliard. Gilliard right side. Over to Johnson. Epperly. Epperly top of the key. They give it up. Jensen looking, driving in. Pull up jumper. Jensen misses it. Halfway with the rebound. 50 seconds to go here in the third. Quickly up. Reynolds gets it up. Conzen with the basketball. Give it over to Clevenger. Clevenger 3-point shot. Near the top of the key. Makes it from the right side. 45-33 into Epperly. Gives it back to Gilliard. Over to Jensen. Jensen. 30 seconds to go. 45-33 on your Gilliard painting scoreboard. Jensen gets it back from Gilliard. Jensen will give it up to Epperly. 20 seconds to go. Shot clock, game clock, pretty close together. Gilliard, Jensen on the left side. Looking for one shot. Epperly. Over to Johnson in the corner. Gilliard. Gilliard underneath. Gives it up. Eli Thornus off the glass. And Thornus going to get it called for the foul. His first team foul. And Johnson will come out of the ballgame. 2.7 to go. Reynolds gives it to Conzen. Conzen looking, throwing up, shoots it late. Basket is no good after the buzzer. 3 quarters complete. The Vikings 33, the Rams 45, a 12-point lead by Loyola on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard as we head to the fourth quarter. The Vikings had it back within 7, and now Loyola takes it out to 12. Byerman back in for Bigfork. I'll be back after this timeout. All right, we head to the fourth quarter. Look at 3-quarter stats. Bigfork 3 of 7, 43%. Loyola 5 of 14, 36%. And Rams will start with the ball here in the fourth quarter. Up by 12, 45-33 in this championship ball game. Conzen guarded by Byerman in the ball game. Conzen looking to drive up, under, off the glass. Conzen to score the bucket, and they'll go to the line to try to complete the N1 as Byerman called for the personal. That's Byerman's second team foul. Wyatt Johnson will come in for Jack Jensen for the Vikes. Free throw missed. Gilliard with the rebound, gives it up to Epperly. Epperly left side. Johnson gives it out to Gilliard. Gilliard top of the key, long 3 by Gilliard. Misses it. Johnson comes down with it, gives it out to Stack. Stack quickly. Clevenger off the glass for 2. Gilliard into Johnson. 49-33, 7:23 to go on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Epperly. Johnson up, under. Gets fouled, and they'll go to the free throw line. I think it's on Reynolds Johnson. If it is, that'll be his 4th. 3rd team foul. Check that. That's the 3rd on Ethan Stack. And the 3rd team foul on Loyola. Johnson at the line. Misses the first one, and he'll get one more. With 7:16 to go here in the ballgame, 49-33, 16-point lead for Rams. Misses a second. Epperly tries to grab it, and he does. Saves it to Byerman. To Johnson, back to Byerman, left side, left wing. He'll give it up to Epperly. 7:08 to go. Byerman over to Johnson. Gilliard drives. Byerman. Johnson on the left side. Vikings got to score underneath the Walker. Epperly or Landon Byerman off the glass. He gets fouled by Noah Haffey. And that'll be the 14th foul. That's on Haffey. That's Haffey's second. At the line for Bigfork is Landon Byerman, and he'll get 2. Shot up. Good. He'll get 1 more for the Vikes. Byerman's second one on the way. Rolls around the rim, out the backboard, and drops. So he makes both. 6:52 to go. 49-35, 14-point lead now. Conzen gets it over to Stack. Stack back to Conzen. Stack right side. Conzen top of the key near half court. Looks like Loyola trying to run a little bit out of the clock. Here was 6:35 to go. Over to Jack Clevenger. Clevenger, Conzen right side. In the corner, Noah Haffey, 3 on the way is good by Noah Haffey. And he's dangerous from 3-point range. 52-35 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Johnson, left side, out to Gilliard. Over to Epperly. Epperly on the right side. Landon Byerman. Byerman out to Johnson. Gilliard. Epperly, left side. Byerman. Johnson. Epperly knocked away by Ethan Stack. Stack looking. And Epperly knocks it away, fouls Stack. And Stack tries to go in. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Bigfork. First personal on Isaac Epperly, and Ethan Stack to the line for 2. Shot up, rims in and out. And Thornus will come in for Gilliard with 5:55 to go in the ballgame. Vikings trail by 17, 52-35 on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. Ethan Stack for 1 more. This time he makes it. Thornus gets it into Epperly. Epperly quickly up. Johnson wasn't ready for it. Epperly saves it off of Conzen. Epperly looking to drive. Pull up over Johnston. Rolls around, misses it. Banging around. Johnson comes up with it. Gives it up to Clevenger. Foul is going to be on number 14, Landon Byerman. That's his 4th. And 14th foul. Jack Jensen will come in for Byerman. 5:43 to go. 53-35. 18-point lead for Loyola on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. Loyola. Stack will get it into Conzen backcourt. Over to Clevenger. Clevenger back to Conzen. 28 seconds on the shot clock. Underneath, gets it to Stack. Haffey in the right corner, back out to Stack. Rams trying to run the clock. Clevenger. Guarded by Bigfork. Johnson underneath Nick Walker. Johnson shoots it over Nick Walker. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up in for 2. He's a strong kid underneath that sophomore for Loyola. Jensen will give it over to Walker. Skip pass. Thrown away by Stack. Stack looking to come in. And rolls it off. Conzen gets the rebound. Puts it back in for Loyola. And timeout taken by the Rams as they go up by 22 with 5 minutes to go on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. 57-35. A 30-second timeout taken by Loyola. I'll take care of some business I got to take care of here. Montana High School sports are electrifying, but Northwestern Energy doesn't want you to be. Be careful with overhead power lines. Always assume a down power line is dangerous. Don't take chances with your safety. Call Northwestern Energy. Their workers are trained to handle electricity safely. Northwestern Energy, we care about your safety. Well, 5 minutes to go in the ball game, and Bigfork has an uphill battle as Mission won the game and will challenge either one of these teams on Monday. Epperly across the timeline. Jensen over to Johnson back to Gilliard. Gilliard thought about the three. Epperly looking over Johnson, back to Gilliard. Gilliard underneath the Thornus. Tipped away by Loyola. It'll remain Bigfork basketball. 4:44 to go here in the ball game. Vikings down by 22. Epperly out to Johnson. Need to score. Underneath Epperly. Going to pull up free throw line. No good. Gilliard will get called for the personal over the back. 15 foul on Bigfork, second on Gilliard. Inbound to Conzen, pressure defense put on by Bigfork. They give it over to Clevenger. Clevenger guarded by Jensen. Gets it over to Conzen. Back to Clevenger. Clevenger over to Conzen. These teams have battled each other over the years. Clevenger gets it over to Conzen, left side. Baseline stack. Out to Clevenger, top of the key. Johnston underneath the stack. Stack looking. Noah Haffey, right side, three-point shot is good for Noah Haffey. And Jensen across the timeline, gives it up to Gilliard, back to Jensen. Jensen top of the key. Johnson left side, looking underneath for Thornus. Gets it out to Jensen. Jensen pull up three. Off the backboard, no good. Haffey with the rebound for Loyola. 3:45 to go. 25-point lead, 60-35. The Rams lead. Johnston, Haffey. Haffey top of the key, gets it out. Ethan, Stack over to Conzen, back to Stack. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Conzen. Underneath. Johnston. Over to Stack. Three-point shot from the left side. Off it, misses it. And Jensen battles with Haffey. Tips it over to Thornus. Back to Jensen. Jensen top of the key. Going to drive all the way in. Up and under. Dipsy do with the right hand. Spins it off the glass for two. 60-37 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. Stack will pull it out for Loyola with 3 minutes to go here in the ball game. Jensen guarding Stack. Gilliard guarding Johnston. Spin move. Off the glass, off the backboard, and scores two for Reynolds Johnston. Jensen underneath. Gets it to Epperly. Thornus blocked by Stack. And 2:35 to go here in the ballgame. 62-37 on your painting scoreboard. Over to Reynolds Johnson, back out to Conzen. 22 seconds on the shot clock. Conzen, look at the drive on. Three-point shot by Clevenger is good from the left side. Jensen into Johnson. Johnson across the timeline. Give it up, Epperly looking to drive in. Epperly blocked by Stack. And he holds on to the basketball. Timeout by Loyola. Nick Walker. And Landon Byerman back in for Bigfork. 2:04 to go in the ballgame. 65-37. 30-second timeout taken by Loyola. And Jack Fines coming back in for the Rams. And the Rams are number one in Class B in the state. Bigfork ranked number 3. I didn't think it would be this far away. But Loyola has come to play today. So Harrington, Conzen, Stack, Fines, and Reynolds in the ballgame for Loyola. Gilliard, Thornus, Walker, Jensen, and Byerman in for Bigfork. 1:51 to go. Fines with the basketball. Fines looking to drive, gets it out. Ethan Stack. Out to Harrington. Excuse me. Out to Talon Reynolds. Reynolds, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Conzen looking. Throws it up. Rebounded by Stack. And puts it back in for two. A 30-point lead, 67-37 with 1:25 to go. Jensen looking. Gets it out. Nick Walker, three for the left side, in and out. Thornus with the rebound. And Vanessa on the foul for Loyola. And Bigfork basketball underneath. That is the second, or check that, first on finesse, 15 foul. So Bigfork, they'll bring in their substitutes for this ball game. Number 1 for Bigfork, Tristan Hurd. Number 11 is Quinn Herring. Number 30 is Dylan Pervecchio. Number 2 is Levi Peterson. And number 21 is Jack Lucky. Fines in Harrington. 22, Taylor Jones in for Loyola. Tristan Hurd out. Vecchio, look, dribble, loses it, grabs it back. He got fouled, and it'll be Bigfork ball underneath. Fouls on number 25, Declan Harrington, I believe. That's his second, 16 foul. Out to Levi Peterson, top of the key. John Rue in the game as well for the Rams. Shot up by Peterson, misses. And Finesse comes over to the left side, guarded by Herring. Finesse crossover and travels before he runs over Levi Peterson. And Finesse banged his knee, I believe. Number 5 as well, Carter, top in the ball game for Loyola with 45 seconds to go. Hurd, Peterson, underneath, Lucky. Just shoot it, Lucky. Gives it up to Herring on the baseline. Herring tips around, grabbed by Jones. Jones will give it. Finesse, 30 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Just run the clock out here. 25 seconds to go. Harrington will give it out to Jones. Over to Finesse. Finesse, 12 seconds to go for Loyola. Under 10, 8, 7. No more shots. That is your ball game. The Rams win this one. They are the 2023 Western B Divisional Basketball champs. They are ranked number 1 in the state. And Loyola wins 67-37. And they'll go to the state tournament in Great Falls in a couple weeks. Yeah. As for the Vikings, I understand there'll be a challenge game with the Mission Bulldogs. And understand that will take place. And we'll find out for sure. I'll double check and be back with a postgame show here from Anaconda, Montana. Vikings lose this one 67-37 on your painting scoreboard here from Anaconda, Montana, Western B Divisional Basketball Tournament. There'll be a challenge game on both sides. Loyola Heartbreakers will take on Anaconda Copperheads. 6:30 challenge right here. And the Bigfork Vikings will take on the Mission Bulldogs in the challenge games. I believe on Monday. We'll check the time and place, and I'll be back with you momentarily here from Anaconda, Montana. All right, welcome back to Anaconda. Wrapping things up. Loyola played absolutely outstanding today, winning 67-37, outscoring Bigfork in every quarter. Well, tied him in the second, but Bigfork made a run, and Loyola just too much for the Vikings tonight. Loyola 25-56, 45%, 8-24, and that's a big difference. We only had 1 3-pointer. They had 8. They shot 33%. Rebounds 28, 9 offensive, stacked with 9. Turnovers only 6. Bigfork had 17, 14 assists. Konza was 6, 13 steals, 7-9, 78% for Loyola. For the Vikings, 16-40, 40%, not bad. One of 11 though from 3-point range is .09%. Rebounds 20, 5 offensive. Gary leading the way with 5, but we had 17 big turnovers, 7 assists. Epperly with 3 steals. And 4-11 from the free throw line, 36% overall. Well, for the Vikings, Wyatt Johnson had 4 points tonight for Levi. 1 turnover. Johnson had 1 turnover, 1 assist, and 3 rebounds for Wyatt Johnson. For Epperly, scores 10, missed 0 for 1 in 3-point range. Rebounds, he had 3, but turnovers, he had 8, assists 3. Eli Thornes scored 2. For Jack Jensen, he had 4 points. Byerman with 2. 4 for Gilliard. Nick Walker with 7, leading the way. And they only scored, like I said, 37. A low-scoring ball game for the Vikes tonight. Just didn't get it done against the number 1 seed Loyola Rams, who win this one 67-37. I'll wrap things up here from Anaconda, Montana. Western B Divisional Basketball Tournament. The Rams win the tournament, number 1 seed going for the West, going into the Western B Division, the state tournament, Great Falls, in a couple weeks. I'll wrap things up. So we split with Loyola. The Valkyries win, the Vikings lose. Vikings will have a challenge game coming up on Monday, and I'll get the particulars, and we'll put that out there for you, so you know what time the game is and where, and I'll try to be able to broadcast and bring that to you. I should be able to go find out where we are, as it will be Bigfork taking on the Mission Bulldogs for the 2nd seed into the state tournament in Great Falls. On the girls' side, Loyola will come here and take on the Anaconda Copperheads, as this is the host for the Divisionals, for the number 2 seed going in the state tournament as well. Once again, thanks for joining me out there. And no, the Anaconda band is not here. They were. Bigfork band is here, and glad to see them tonight. Thanks for listening, tuning in. I appreciate all of you here and all the sponsors: Bigfork Harvest Foods, Montana Athletic Club, Gunlock Construction, Flathead Lake Lodge, Hanson Excavating, and Gilliard Painting here in the postseason. Now to wrap things up here as the final is 67-37. The Vikings will have to play another day to earn their spot in the state tournament. This is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and Vows, and my voice is out. Thank you, and good night from Anaconda, Montana.